Okay, so welcome back. We have some cast members of the production of Dracula that will be on this week. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
My name is Joel Whittall.
I'm David Bradley.
I'm Sarah Jane Gibbs.
And who do you all play?
I play Arthur Holmwood.
I play Professor Abraham Van Helsing.
I play Lucy Westenra.
Now, obviously, because it's Dracula, which is obviously a classic novel, and also the sort of renowned as the founder of sort of vampires and stuff like that. So, is there sort of like any sort of pressure on you, as in, because it is an adaptation of the Bram Stoker original, so is there any sort of pressure on you?
Well, I'd say no, because I've heard of the original time when Bram Stoker put on Dracula of his own novel. It was something like 4.5 hours long and got really panned by the critics. So in terms of being a stage production, no, but it is such a well-known story that people might criticise the fact that bits are left out. But it has to happen.
Very well-known characters, so you've got to be very, very careful to not do something that people see it and go, but that's nothing like the character in the book. That you've got to not offend people in how you play them.
Yeah, because you've always got that fear of the comparison between the two. So, like, obviously with the book itself and the script, it can be, because as I auditioned myself, and it's quite long length speeches and quite wordy, isn't it? So was there any sort of script problems any of you have faced?
My monologue, I've got quite a few monologues, and I find it quite hard to learn them all because, as you said, they're really long, and I've got about 3.
Would you say the language was a problem as well?
Not really the language, just the length of it, and like the letter scenes. We're writing, me and Mina are writing to each other, so I have to read out what I've sent to her, so it can be a bit confusing who's writing to her.
In terms of the accents, it's something like the 3 English people are playing Europeans and the 3 Irish guys are playing the English. So there's a slight issue with the accents, which could be the problem, but hopefully that won't be noticed too much.
For me, it's sort of the wording of it, because Van Helsing, obviously, he's from Amsterdam, and so he speaks in a sort of fractured English, and it's like words are in the wrong order, and it's kind of difficult to learn when it's like you're sort of reading it and you go, but I wouldn't speak like this, and it's like your mind sort of tries to get you to put it into the right way.
So how have you found the sort of the developing your characters within the sort of the rehearsal space?
Well, it was quite good because everyone gets on well and everyone kind of respects each other in terms of, like, we all know it has been a bit tough for some of us because we've all got uni work, other commitments to do.
Has there been sort of like have you had like maybe issues where the work has I don't know, your Dracula time has sort of maybe hindered on what time you could have had for your work? Or
A bit, yeah. Like, I've got a lot of essays in due at the same time of the performance, so it has a bit, but you just have to get round it and just fit it all in.
It's not too bad because it's mostly just sort of evenings. It's only like a couple of nights a week.
Yeah. But in terms of the minute, especially like me and David, single honours, we've got quite a few things coming up now which you need to learn lines for.
Yeah.
And David in particular has got like a shootload of lines on for Van Helsing, So in terms of that there, but that's the profession we're looking to get into, so we shouldn't complain too much, really.
So how does it, because obviously this is going to be, you're all going to be paid for this, so this will be all your
if we make a profit.
So this will be sort of your first professional performances as actors. So how does that sort of feel that you're sort of breaking from amateur to professional?
I think it is a really good opportunity, to be honest. Like, in CVs we can say that it's our first acting job, so it's a good opportunity for us, and if we get a good reaction from the press as well.
It feels like it's a big thing, It's like finally. Also, like, people are going to see. People are paying. I'm going to. If I'm paid to see it, that makes me feel like a professional, which makes me feel like I'm doing well. I'm doing it right.
In terms of like the set and all that we're talking about, is like it's all very professional. It's a change from just having lights up, lights down, black t-shirts and black trousers all the time.
They're going to have lots of AV effects. I think Laura Lomax designed it.
And also you're doing it obviously in the Capstone Theatre, which is obviously often used by many productions, including many John Godber performances as well. Isn't it sort of like maybe a pressure because it's a John Godber performance as well?
Maybe the fact that he's tied so close to the uni.
Yeah.
Because obviously John Bennett is the world-renowned and only expert on John Godber, and he's given us a personal workshop as well at the start of the year. So
And he might be coming to watch it as well, so that'll be a bit of pressure.
That'll be the pressure that make sure we know the lines exactly right.
And also it's the first sort of production of Rock the Boat Productions as well. So obviously it must be quite sort of important for them for this first production that they're doing. Is sort of goes off quite well and it works out really well. So
Yeah, we need to set the mark really, so
Yeah.
people come back to watch
So
more.
they have put a little bit of pressure on us with that, but it's never felt too much.
yeah.
Sort of like a guiding kind of thing.
well, as you were saying about sort of, John Bennett, would you like to say a bit more about because there are some extra bits to the performances, aren't there, on the Thursday and the Friday night?
Yes, on the Thursday night, John Bennett is giving a lecture about the history of John Godber and how the play of Dracula fits in with his canon of writing and everything.
And then, of course, Friday there's the chance for the Q&A, which you get to ask the actors the process, and I'm guessing the Rock the Boat production people as well, like their ideas behind it and why they wanted to do it. And the director, Andrew Cooper, he's doing a dissertation at the minute on Dracula, so I'm sure he has a lot of questions he'd like to answer.
We'll just be repeating everything we said here.
Basically.
So what are your best memories of the rehearsals?
Well, for me, I would say the last rehearsal. So it's the first time it really all came together. It's the first time we all kind of thought, this is going to be a very, very good production, sort of thing. It was for me anyway, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's just sort of during the rehearsal when we're not rehearsing the scenes, we prat about so much, and it's just such. Well, yeah, me, Chris, and Ryan, who play Dracula and Harker, we mess around so much, like play lots of stupid games. It's just such a good laugh. If nothing else, I've loved the rehearsal process of this one. Just it's been so much fun.
Okay, so the production is on this Thursday, the 9th, to the Saturday, the 11th, and tickets. Would you like to say about the tickets?
They're £10 and £8 concessions.
You can get them from www.thecapstonetheatre.com for pre-order, or you can just come to the Capstone on the night and buy them on the door.
Okay, so thank you for joining me today, and I hope it all goes well. And I am coming on the Friday, so I'll be having some more questions hopefully ready for you. So thank you all for coming.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
So now I get to some more music now.